have a discussion. Hazari Williams has been telling you about it from since morning. We have a lovely lady on, and we're going to talk about an upcoming event, a huge event, of course. When you consider the importance of celebrating artistic achievements, you'll understand why the Dominican Music Awards is not just necessary, but it is significant for us. And we have so much talent in this country. And of course, it's really a pleasure to welcome a discussion on this. It is on the 3rd February, the Dominican Music Awards. And we want to talk to Julie Roberts about this. But Julie Roberts is celebrating her birthday today, looking all beautiful, well, as usual. And let me just go and say good morning to Julie Roberts. Good morning, blessed birthday. All the best to you, my dear. How are you doing?
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much. And good morning to your listeners. Good morning to the Dominican public. Good morning, everyone. And Happy New Year. You know, we're right around the corner of the new year.
How does it feel to be celebrating your birthday? Just the penultimate day, you know, the almost the last day. What I can say again, well, it's the last Tuesday of the year. How does it feel to be born on the 30th of December when you realize that your birthday was
How does
Tuesday
it
of the
feel to
year?
be born on the 364th day of the year?
Right, that's it. You sum it up nicely.
It's truly a pleasure. I can say it. Of course, it has its ups and downs because you get one gift for Christmas and birthday.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely a good time because, you know, every new year of your life, you want to reflect, and every new calendar year, you want to reflect. So it's honestly a good time because it's so reflective, grateful, and it's good. I love it. I won't choose another day, and I won't choose another sign. I love being a Capricorn.
All right, then. That's nice.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get to the meat of the matter. A huge event is coming up, and Creole Heartbeat is really providing a huge cultural moment to say thank you, to recognize, to show appreciation for people who have contributed, and some of them, you know, still contribute immensely to this sector. Tell us what is happening. Of course, we have been hearing the advertisement, so we know about it, but just a few days before the actual event, tell us where we are, what is happening, what can we look forward to?
Well, yes. So definitely, we have a big event coming up on the 3rd of January, as you know, and I serve as the communications and marketing specialist for the award. It has been really hectic, but it's so exciting. Presently, we're at the point where we have chosen our finalists over the 24 categories. And we released that last week, Thursday. And so far, everyone has been very pleased. We haven't had any feedback saying, you know, I'm not happy with the finalist. We've had people saying that, you know, oh, I know this person will be a finalist. So this is where we're at. And we just want artists, engineers, producers, managers. We just want people to know that the music industry in Dominica is real, it's thriving, and it deserves recognition. Mm-hmm. So that's where we're at right now, at the stage where finalists have been chosen. And on that night, the names that have been the finalists, we will know who actually will win each category.
Mm-hmm. In recent times, of course, you have seen a lot of music on the Dominica, on the music landscape in Dominica. Not just Bouillon, but we will agree that Bouillon has made tremendous strides. You know, the Bouillon artists have contributed to our music in Dominica from the inception for this year's awards. What did you see? A lot of entries coming in. What was it like from the start, from the get-go, when the announcement was made that this award ceremony is coming up?
Well, of course, it started with nominations. Mm-hmm. And we were accepting nominees from a body of work from February 2024 to June of 2025. So from the moment we opened nominations, we had a lot. When I voted, we had a lot of people sending in. Like, even work we didn't know of, it was being sent in. Even work that did not meet the criteria, people were sending in. So with the Booyah wave, of course, that definitely added to the number of people nominated. But we are so happy to say that, we have 24 categories, and of course, in 2026 we will have extra categories. So it was not just for the Booyah, but we had nominations for Calypso, for Soca, for reggae, calypso. So it was definitely a very strong and encouraging response from the moment it was announced. And there was a steady flow for the voting. Sorry. We've had over 7,000 votes cast. And also, it just showed that people really appreciate what the initiative, and also that the artists are being appreciated.
You're looking at what, both artistic merit and popularity. How is this done?
Okay, so of course, popularity will always be a factor. However, artistic merit is what we're really looking at. And how we did the judging system is that fans accounted for 60% of the nomination, and then the judges will account for the other 40%. So that way, of course, through popularity, fan favorite, you will be nominated. However, at the end of the day, when the judges have to make that decision, they want to make sure the person that is being recognized is a beautiful balance between merit and popularity. You want to make sure that the merit is assessed, through proper criteria, and it's not just about, it's a system that's designed to be fair, I should say. So it's not just about, oh, we love that song, so that person deserves it, but we want to know that this artist kind of represents Dominican music in a room, and no one will feel like, but that is the caliber of music. You feel me? So merit and popularity was definitely well balanced. So Dominican Music Awards made sure that we had a structure of that sort of balance.
And you have a committee. You say you are the person, the spokesperson, more or less, for the committee, the mouthpiece of the committee. How large is that committee, though?
Well, we have a panel of 9 judges, and of course we have the cultural ambassador, Leroy Waddix Charles, on the team. We have organizer, the man behind the plan, the man behind the scenes. We have Jerry Williams. So the committee is made up of a diverse group of professionals, drawn from different areas in the industry. So we have very well thought of people doing the decision making. And while the exact number isn't really the focus, it is about the fact that we ensure that the committee understand the objective, and decisions are made collectively. So it's not just by one individual, and no one will ever mess with the proper criteria. We have a criteria, we have professionals, and yeah, I hope I answered that question.
Yes, I understand.
Fairly and clearly.
How huge, though,
Yes.
Julie, is this project? I mean, you are pretty young yourself, so you were not there when, say, the Kadas era, when the Kadas was born, and that era evolved. You were not there for a lot, but in recent years, obviously, we have had a lot of music on the local landscape in Dominica. What have you observed, though, throughout the years in reference to our music? And we're not just speaking about booyah, but we're talking about, all genres of music, even calypso.
Yeah, so as you said, yes, I'm young, although I'm getting older today. But it's actually a very large and meaningful project. And what I've observed is that the music in Dominica is diverse. And we're one of the only countries or islands that can boast that we have multiple genres that is indigenous to Dominica. However, the high volume of music being produced and the quality continues to improve. I hope you're not hearing my background. So we are definitely seeing growth in the Dominican music industry space. And I know a lot of people may think that, they just hear bouillon growing, but believe it or not, Ivona, there are so many genres that is still active. I know there was a period when Dominica thought they lost Calypso, and now we have young people actually contributing to the genre. So, for instance, one of our finalists for Calypso is Chubby and Ridge. Now, when you hear Ridge cross the bridge, a lot of people think nasty business. They think you feel me. However, we have artists who's keeping the various indigenous genres alive. So one of our finalists for Calypso in 2025 for a genre where people thought that we would have lost in the 70s, in the 80s. They believe that we were starting to lose it. It's now alive. So the musical landscape in Dominica, the artistry, it's definitely growing. The standards are getting larger. When we look at the World Creole Music Festival and how the crowd, the foreigners, the spectators reacted to our music, our musicians, where they say things like, the Signal Band was my favorite band of the festival, or, Dominica have a really good amalgamation of artists on stage. It makes us understand that our music is serious business. And even we're talking about today, but let's talk about people like Nasio Fontaine, who is a household name across the globe. So our music has always been a music that has standards and quality, but is definitely growing and improving, and we've seen that quality and that diversity now.
Should we create more avenues for artists to expose their talent, a greater push more so to assist artists, especially the young ones? Do you think that we should place more focus on this?
Well, of course, definitely. If we have a product that we're seeing growth, of course, I think we should focus more on it. Absolutely. So creating more avenues for artists and just people who want to be in the music business, is essential for sustainability. Platforms like the Dominican Music Awards is definitely there for that exact reason. Because you want to create. We want to create mentorship programs. We want to give the structure that is needed. We want to invest in young talent early. We want to be able to not only help their craft, but help them develop on a whole, So we just want to strengthen the Dominican music on a whole. So yes, increased focus in this area is both necessary and timely. And that is actually the foundation of the Dominican Music Awards, where we can give artists a platform, an ecosystem, let them know you're part of something that appreciates your work.
I love this, and as you said, it's both necessary and timely. Let us go back to the actual awards again. If we were to look at the demographics, Julie, where age and gender are concerned, what have you observed? If we were to focus on age and gender.
Okay, so I like that question. Age and gender. Okay, so I think it's mixed because we do have a lot of young men in the bouillon world. That is a given. However, we had a lot of women also nominated, even if it was not just for what we might think of like Bouillon Artist of the Year, where we know we have a lot of the young men, but we did have a fair mix, and we have people like Faithy, We have JL, Joseph, Jody Dangaban. We have um, Abia Israel, Shalina. So we did see our young women pulling through. And for the various genres, as I said, when we would think of certain categories, we would think that the ages would have been older. So you find older people for the calypso and stuff like that. But if I'm being honest, most of our nominations are for really young people.
Okay.
Well, with the exception of Cornell Phillip. Happy birthday to him, by the way. Today's his birthday
Ah,
also.
okay.
Cornell might be one of the oldest people nominated, you know? But it's definitely a young set of people in the finalists, and but it's a balance. But we do have more males than female.
Okay.
Um, so if I can say this, I won't. I'm sorry. I remember a few years ago, I said, you know what, I want to do a mix, and my friends laughed, but I went ahead and I was DJ Jules for.
Yeah.
It was around a time like this because I wanted to do some things I've never done before. And so I went ahead and made a DJ mix. And my friends were so supportive because they're like, yeah, we need to have some female DJs. So in areas like DJing and maybe producing, sound engineering, I just wish that we could see women, more young women, going into that area and not act like it is just they are reserved for men. So that is the area I would like to see some growth actually.
Okay. In reference to support for the artists, I'm sure you get the feel that the people are behind our local artists, especially, well, Booyah, of course, is on the rise. So I'm sure you have that sense that, yes, the appreciation for the music is there, the support is there. I'm asking.
Absolutely. 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 Um, it did, sorry, we definitely sense that. There's a strong public appreciation for local artists. We see it clearly in engagement, conversations, and just the support that they receive. Um, Also, artists like Booyah that has been on the rise. That's a great example. So after the Creole Festival, Puda's song Who in Paris? That song was all over my TikTok. And not just our local people, because yes, our local people was pushing it because they were making a lot of little reels and so to it. But internationally, it was all over our platforms. So the level of support is definitely encouraging, and it shows that our local music is definitely on demand. And what's important now is that we continue to build structures and platforms that can, help artists convert that support into long term growth, into long-term sustainability. And that is why the Dominican Music Awards is actually happening, because it is time for us to you don't want to be the girlfriend who sees the potential in the boyfriend but didn't help him get there. So we see the potential in the music in Dominica, in the engineers, in the people behind the music, and we want to make sure that sustainable growth is continued.
All right, so it's all systems go. 4 more days left. Today is what, the 30th? On the 3rd, all systems go. Everything is in place.
Yes, everything is in place. The only thing that could be more in place is for our audience, our listeners, to be a part of of the Dominican Music Awards. We have tickets. We have limited tickets right now. We have a very small quantity of tickets remaining, but so you can try to purchase your ticket. It's the 100 EC dollars. You can you can purchase it both on our platform or at Bullseye Pharmacy. So you could go to creoleheartbeat.com and purchase your ticket, or you can get it at Bullseye Pharmacy. But everything is in place and we're fully prepared. Today is the 30th of December, and by the 3rd, we're moving confidently forward. And Yeah, so the planning phase, everything is good. There's a real sense of excitement and readiness, and we're just looking forward to bring the event to life. It's at the Intercontinental Hotel, and so that means it is all about elegance, and we have a red carpet moment from 6:30. We'll be on the red carpet. You know, when you see awards on television, you
It's a
see them
classy affair.
strutting and people taking pics. Sorry?
No, it's a classy affair.
Yes, you see them strutting on the red carpet, taking pictures and answering questions. So, of course, our media from the various media houses in Dominica, we have already encouraged them and invited them to be there with us so that they can ask questions. So when you see, let me see what I can think about. When you see Pudas walk on the red carpet, you can say you've been nominated for this and this category. How do you feel about it? And you can hear it from the horse's mouth. You can hear how happy they are that they've been recognized. You can hear, if they think they're going to get the award that night. And of course, they can show some of the Dominican fashion, so I hope people like Bella Noir and Kimara and all these people are getting all the calls right now for the nice dance, so yeah, we're really excited and we're in that stage where we're just waiting for the third so we can put this on, and hopefully that we have a good show for you, but hopefully by 2026 it can be even better. We can have more sponsors, we can have more people getting involved and understanding how important this Dominica Music Awards can be and or actually is for our artists.
In terms of the program itself and how it unfolds, what can we expect? I mean, you may not want to say everything, obviously, but how will it unfold? You begin and you end, of course. How do you begin? How do you end? At what point will the awards be presented?
Well, of course, you can expect a high quality, well organized celebration of Dominican music and culture. Firstly, but you can expect some strong performances, some meaningful recognition. I know that you might have heard by now, we do have some Lifetime Achievement Awards and we do have iconic awards. Of course, the late, great Felix Henderson, there's an award in his name. And we also have an iconic award. So these are just some of the things that you can expect. And so you could just expect the reflection on the growth and the excellence of our industry, and just the way that that will be memorable to remember the musical industry. And that's what you can expect that night. So from the red carpet to the Lifetime Achievement Awards, the iconic awards, the Felix Henderson Awards, great performances, high productivity, high production, and just good camaraderie and fun.
And events characterized by elegance and purpose, if I can call it so. And you said
Yes.
tickets, there are still a few tickets. Tickets are limited. People can still purchase their tickets, $100. Where again?
So you can purchase your tickets at creoleheartbeat.com. www.creoleheartbeat.com for those who want to do just that. And you can also go to Bullseye Pharmacy, and you can purchase your tickets there. So I like that you said it's exactly that, elegance and purpose. So yes, there's still a few tickets, definitely a few tickets, because we really wanted the event to cater to our finalists, our cultural ambassadors, our ministers, just people who have been a part of the music industry. So if you're nominated, of course, we send in your ticket for you and maybe two other people, so that they can be there to celebrate with you. But then we realized the fans really would like to be a part of the awards. So we have definitely made that possible, because this is definitely an event you don't want to miss.
And this is, as we said, it's very it is an expensive venture to undertake. It is a meaningful venture, but it is expensive. All right, Julie? Because of
Very.
course you have to get the trophies, you have to get the place, you have to get the decor to make it, suit the occasion and all of that. All this takes expense.
Yes, absolutely. Producing an event of this scale is both meaningful and resourcefully intensive, if that's a better way of saying expensive, because it requires careful planning, investment, and coordination just to ensure that, every element from the performances to the awards itself, reflects excellence, professionalism, and well, the professionalism that our artists deserve. So while it is an expensive venture, it is also incredibly rewarding. However, we want to say thank you to our many sponsors, and I wish I could just list them all this morning, but I don't want to forget anyone. And when we speak about, even like as you said, the awards given, one person I can actually point out is the sign man. The sign man has continually been with Creole Heartbeat, and I know he is definitely coming in big there. So let me try to just say our thank you to some. I hope I do not forget any. That's a risky thing to do, but to the sign man, to Big Edge. Big Edge is a big partner. We want to thank them so much. DBS Radio, Kyrie from all the different radio stations that has come on as sponsors, ACS, Do It Center. I know I'm forgetting somebody, KFC, Fine Foods we have. So I must say it has been a community of our businesses has come together and they decided that this is important. We serve the community in various ways, but this is yet another way that we want to remind Dominica that we are here for them. So to all the artists nominated, just know that a lot of business people, a lot of people, not just your quote unquote fans, but even the professional community, even the business community is actually seeing your work and appreciating it. So that has definitely helped with the finances. So we want to thank our many sponsors, but it's absolutely, Ivona, an expensive venture.
A prestigious recognition of musical achievements, definitely. It would be an expensive venture. I know you have said a lot. Before we end, though, I just want you to encourage people again to get their tickets. There's still time. You have limited tickets available, but there's still time to get their tickets.
Yes, definitely. It is the 364th day of the year. So the year is almost over, and the event is actually on the third day of the next year. So it seems like when you say it like that, it seems like it's far away, but no, it's in a few days. So definitely go on out, get your tickets. You can get it at www.creoleheartbeat.com. It's 100 EC. And you can also go to Bullseye Pharmacy where you can purchase your tickets. It is an event you do not want to miss at the Intercontinental Hotel. You get a chance to be on the red carpet. You get a chance to experience the second edition of the Dominican Music Awards being done bigger and better, all to celebrate our artists and our people in the music industry. The Dominican music right now is their music to listen to, the music to carnival, to the music to appreciate, the music to make reels to. We are definitely on the rise. Music tourism is now a thing, Ivona, because our music is doing so well. So as Dominicans, as fans, we encourage you to be a part of this. We encourage you to come and support, come enjoy, and come to continue elevate our Dominican music cultural space.
And I was just thinking as well, Julie, that the event marks the opening of another festive season. Yes, we are ending the Christmas season, but we are opening another festive season with the Dominican Music Awards. Carnival is almost there.
Absolutely. And when we were trying to choose a date, we looked at that because you don't want to start carnival with so much good music being dropped. And then, because that music do not fall within the requirements. So we had to do it
So that was strategic.
at the start. Sorry?
No, I was saying that was strategic in reference
It
to when
was
it's held. Yeah.
It was. Yes, it was. So as we enter another festive season, the Dominican Music Awards definitely adding to that excitement. We add into the celebration, and yes, Carnival is just approaching. So I think it's perfect timing, to recognize our artists and just to celebrate culture. But even all for emerging artists, imagine they can get gigs, they can, it also does advertise. And we do have media houses, not just from Dominica, but across the Caribbean, across the globe, who is actually excited to partner with us, excited to share the awards on their platforms. So artists can expect their music to go even further. Even if you're a rising artist, you have the opportunity for, someone sitting in their homes in St. Vincent watching the awards to be like, "Ooh, I like that music. Maybe we should." The promoter will say, "Maybe we should send for them." So it also is going to give that exposure.
Definitely. Well, Julie, let me say birthday blessings to you again as we end. All the best. Keep doing you. All the best. And to Creole Heartbeat and the Dominica Music Awards. I mean, you are the mouthpiece, but you are doing a very fine job. With Leroy Waddick Charles as well. There are a lot of people working behind the scenes. Jerry Williams, as you said. So all the best to all of you. And hats off, because this is a wonderful initiative. In a country that there's so much music, and especially now our music is on the rise. And hats off, kudos to the group.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate the birthday blessings. And yes, a big thank you to Creole Heartbeat and everyone supporting Dominican Music Awards. We're excited for what's ahead, and we're looking forward to celebrating our talent, our artists, and just our vibrant culture. So thank you again for having me. As I said, I'm Julie Roberts, the Communications and Marketing Specialist for Dominican Music Awards and a member of Creole Heartbeat. Have a great day, guys. And remember, you have one more day of the year for you to reflect and say how great 2025 has been and how you expect to move into 2026. Hopefully, it starts with coming to the Music Awards.
All right, good place to start. Thank you, Joey. You take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, then.
This is Dominica in 2025. The major stories which impacted Dominica in the year.